What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So it's another day, another video of me showing you the same thing over and over and over. Yeah, this is going to be a very great day for starters. We was able to catch 339 pips today. I took three trades. I'm going to break down each one, why we took that, and so forth. Now, again, for you guys who are new to this, welcome. But okay, so every single day we go about doing live trading session in my Discord, and then we also prioritize high impact news. Which today, March 27th, we had GDP. Right, so a lot of these trades, I was just writing it in. So I don't want to say I posted it. A lot of things I was writing in mainly because we were on a live trading session when it was going into play. But besides that, though, today is March 27th. It's actually an emotional day for me, mainly because literally this day last year, I was diagnosed with a huge health issue that it could have ended my life, but we are still here. But anywho, you guys are not here about my traumas or history. You guys are here about my trades. So we're gonna go straight into that. So overall, guys, we know that again, as I said, today is Thursday, March 27th. We know that GDP came out. Sorry, we know that GDP came out at 8:30, right? So I'm gonna break every trade down so you guys what I saw in real time. So GDP came out, all right, and that right here was this candle. So I'm just gonna back down and then go to we're gonna stay on the 15, right? So at this point, I was looking for a price to continue going up. Again, as I said, like once we get a break from this high, which is the candle that push price down, we should be solid, right? And again, GDP was showing me that. So if you guys don't know, more likely when it comes to any type of news event, technical is going to let you know exactly what it wants to do, right? So fundamentals let you know when to get into the market. Technical shows you where the market is headed. So we dropped down to the minute time frame, and I actually did not take this trade mainly because I just wasn't confident in it, right? So I was like, again, like we were on a call, and I'm like, all right, guys, well, more so we do have this rejection coming into play. However, based off of this, 517 makes the most sense. The reason why we chose that is because if we go to the 15-minute time frame and we can see 517 is this candle right here, which is 6:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right. So looking at this, for this to continue to go up and actually be the bottom, we have to break out this candle, and then from there we can take it back up to I was taking it to here to 743. But again, as I said, I wasn't confident in the trade. The trade didn't make sense. It didn't follow my plan, so we just watched it. All right, I'm just gonna speed this up real quick. Price came up literally to 517, started retracing, right, and then even from here, right. So even based off this, at this point, hold on, we didn't get there yet. Here we go. At this point, we're getting so close to market open that it doesn't make sense for us to take this trade, right? Especially with this high impact news that just came out. So based off of that, what we're looking for is let's see if we get another rejection or if we get a break from this, and more likely shows that price actually going to continue going down. The reason why we chose this is because if you guys can see on my chart to the left and to the right, it says 42,431. If you go to the 15-minute time frame and go to 42,43, is it 431? I just said it too. 431. All right. So we go to 431. 431 is literally right over here. Right. So like more so we break out this area, price should have no problem continuing going down. So we're just going back to it again. So overall, looking at this, again, as I said too, like I don't really see anything, guys. I do think it's going to be a sell, mainly because of the fact that we do have literally just a break and retest. And then this also gave it to me as well. So we have, hold on, excuse, can I push that up? Right here, right? So this right here is 100% break and retest. Why? We have this candle at 841, right? That's on this higher time frame support. It broke out of that, right? We came up, nice reversal on this one. Price came up again, try to get to it, and then literally give us a reversal, showing us that this is a break and retest, and more likely price is going to drop. Now at this point, it's 909. I actually did step away for a second, and I came back. And when I came back right towards during market open, which is right here, right? So this right here, again, I missed all of this, but now I'm seeing, especially when market open, that price is looking to drop. This wasn't it. Hold on. Here we go. All right, so now price is going to drop. So again, this is my overall support, right? Price came up. This again, another break and retest. We're holding on that area. I just need a confirmation, which is the market open candle, to show us that price is going to drop. Now with this one, I was actually monitoring it. Now mainly I took it to this hour candle or this hour gap. The reason why I took it to that is because at this point, like it struggled a little bit, but more so like when we started to break past this, I thought that finally this would be the candle for us to retest this gap on the daily time frame. So if we go to daily, you can see it right here. And that's what I was taking it to. But overall, though, like I was saying to myself, I'm looking for pivotal points because I'm not going to be an idiot, right? So like this was a pivotal point for me. This one was one, this one, and then after that, we have no choice but to go down there. So literally, once we broke out of all these areas, but I'll just put a line here so you guys can see it. I'll put a line on each one, so it makes more sense for you guys. I'll put a line here, here, and then also I put one at here at this closing. And we'll drive back to the minute time frame. You can see how each one, just for clarity, you guys can see all these things that we're at. Right, we at 147, 220, as well as 296. So we're gonna drop down again. Right. So looking at this over here. Oops. So looking at this, I'm monitoring, right? So I want to see exactly what's going on. But no, this one we're set. We're good off that. All right, here we go. Right. So now we just came to another high area, right? So I'm like, all right, you know what? If we do have a retest, as long as we stay above this, I should be great. Why? Because you guys can see we've pushed past it. This is a continuation. We can scroll back some more, and you can see this whole area over here, right? So now we're on that support. I'm being mindful of that. Doesn't mean I'm closing the trade. I'm just being mindful of it. Why? Because especially with the Dow, it can just reverse anytime. What I don't want to do, I'm not going to be up 100 pips, and then next thing you know, I'm only up like 5 pips. That doesn't make any sense, right? So like once the candles confirm to me that a support or resistance is no longer holding, then it's like, all right, my stop loss is either going to be in profit or I'm just going to close the trade and more likely just wait for the next opportunity. That's a little more clarity. All right, so this is going, and at this point, price came to over here. Right, so literally, price came to this and gave me a hammer on support. Now, you guys already know if you're watching this video, anytime you have a hammer on a support, that's more like an indication that price looking to reverse, especially if it's a higher time frame. So once I saw that happen, this candle opened up. We pushed down a little. We started pulling up some more. I closed that trade, and then from there, I was able to catch 198 pips just off that move alone. After that, I left. I came back into it. Now I'm over here talking my shit in the Discord. I didn't catch that buy, but back to over. Hold on, let me take these off. These are gonna confuse me real quick. Let me take this off. All right. So going back into this, I'll speed this up. Going back to this, right? Price is over at this resistance. And at this point, all right, so we're about to hold. You guys can see structure-wise, we come back down, reset the structure. Right, held over here. You guys can see it going back up. Now, based off of this, I had took, I think it was, I should have wrote it down for this video. It would have been great. I believe it was this one. I believe it was this one right here I had took. Let me make sure. Right, it was that one. It was that one, and I wound up closing it. The reason why, because we can see that 517 looking like we're aiming to hold, and that one actually closed at 3 pips. I didn't close yet. I'm getting ready to close in a second. But the reason why I had closed it mainly because again, like we can see, I can take this whole thing off, but you guys see a lot of rejection from this area, right? So more so, what I was looking for, maybe have a break and retest. But the reason why I didn't think it was a break and retest is because this right here showed me that price is not aiming to hold, and more likely we're looking to drop. Right, if we have resistance, we're not going to have this formation showing me that price is looking to continue going up. And then I waited for a candle to confirm to me, which was this one right here. And after that, I wound up closing the trade. Again, it was 3 pips in profit. Profit's profit nonetheless, though. So I wasn't too irritated about that. But now my gear shift more towards like this might be a sell. I just have to wait until the market confirms to me that is a sell. So I'm gonna just speed this up real quick because I remember my next entry was like 11:20, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just go to exactly why. This is over. All right, we're getting close to it. All right, so on this time frame as well, right? Again, we can see that we are still holding that resistance. We also reject from this area as well, but that doesn't mean you're just going to take any type of entry. You have to wait until the market confirms to you that we're going to go about doing so. So I dropped down to a minute time frame, and I believe I think it was 11:20. Let me see, 11:20, 11:19. Right, it was 11:20. Right. So the reason why I took this trade right here, because again, now we can clearly see that was a higher time frame. This right here is the details that makes it up, right? So we go to 15-minute time frame. You see all that detail that's making it up. Now, what I'm looking for in a minute time frame is literally I have my 3 reasons, right? My first reason, anything that has to do with market structure. Second, anything that has to do with support resistance. And thirdly, is candlestick analysis, right? So based off this right here, right? This is now confirming to me. We have rejection, 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 literally a reversal pattern followed up with a candle in my direction, confirming to me that was my third reason that I'm going to take this sell. And then from that one, I'm going to be honest again, that when I said, all right, now price should have no problem coming to, well, no, I didn't say price had no problem coming to that gap. First, my take profit was down here. And then once we have broke this, I'm like, there's no way that we're going to be holding here. We're more likely going to close that gap. So I want to taking it down some more, and we'll get to that in a second. Let me speed this up real quick. All right. So at this point, you guys can see, right? Now, over here, we are dealing with, excuse me, over here, we are dealing with support. So I did take that sell. And honestly, we're in the Discord having fun, right? You know, obviously we're making money. But once we have broke this area, more like my stop loss and profit was a little above this. Why? Because what I did not want price to do, I did not want price to reverse hit this area and then come down, right? And then want to breaking that and coming back down to close that gap, which is further down there. That's what I didn't want to happen. So because of that, I had to wait this shit out. So looking at this, I didn't ignore the fact that we are on a high time frame support. Now I was saying in Discord as well, guys, like we are on support. At the end of the day, it's like we don't want to be naive, right? So yeah, I'll stop listening profit, but also we have to be mindful and be more adaptive to what the market is showing us. The market is showing us that a higher time frame support is looking as if we want to hold. What we need is that confirmation that shows that we need to close this trade. So I'll say that once we get a break from this candle right here, 1153, that upper wick, that right there is confirming to me that we're going to start going up. Why? Obviously, guys, I can just put a line right here. Y'all can see exactly how the whole thing is playing out, right? So like, there's no, I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory, right? Especially the fact that we broke it, came back down to retest a higher time frame. So we start breaking this, then more likely we're going to get stopped out. So it was around like this candle over here. Again, we can clearly see we are holding. And this candle right here, I have actually closed a trade because, again, it's like more likely we're going to get stopped out. That trade had about, I think it was like 138 pips from there to that support, me closing it. And then again, those three trades totaled out the 339 pips. Now, I know that ideally the market did continue to drop. I would have got stopped out in profit regardless, though. But again, like that right there is just showing you those three trades I took, why we took those trades, and so forth. I'm saying that because like there's a lot of times in which like, a lot of people, what they do when they take these trades is that they focus on one direction. You don't want to do that, right? You do want to go with structure. However, especially if you're focusing on a lower time frame, like the 15 or the minute time frame, you have to understand that we're in these time frames to see the start of price reversing and going in the opposite direction, right? So because of that, that doesn't mean that like, all right, well, we reverse for a buy, we're taking a buy, reverse for a sell, we're taking a sell. But now I'm so stuck when it has to be a sell only or it has to be a buy only. Why? Because guys, we already know, especially trading the Dow, like these things are not moving 5, 10 pips, right? Well, these things are not moving like 100 or even like 150 pips. These things are actually moving, right? So if you go from like start of that move all the way to that drop right there, that's 372 pips, right? And then on top of that, that rebound from here to that high was 356. And then from that high all the way down to that low was 313 pips, right? So like from that standpoint, if you are if you are going to trade, within that, because it is at the end of the day a high time for consolidation. But if you are going to trade within that, what you have to do is understand that you're focusing on the actual structure break, right? So like where exactly is structure holding, where is structure breaking, and doing that alone will be able to allow you to see these trades and really come into fruition. All right, guys, video is coming to a close. I hope this video was actually great educational for you. If you enjoyed it, like this video, subscribe, leave comments below, share with your friends, everyone who wants to get into trading. And for you yourself, if you are looking for daily markups, signals, trading breakdown, and real live trades, join the Discord, right? TPS and the link below. And I'll see you guys inside. Until next video, guys. Peace out.